manso empeni say ade achi na say yanti asemfufra ene na yachi na maybe so what in your coso social media ho vechre abe fontinta fidie ni so woni ne yakoso e wo ho no ene na dwebrenati me adwo adempo me ne mapamfo e wo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia ene ya wada bia wabra aboyume
Omana de share memo bibiara hanama mo akwaba kese edi aba Ashanti Prime TV so emra son sense ma yensa kan wo man Ghana ne amahodo so ye de besom mu ensem ma wi me de ba besom mu e wo Kaseɛbɔ kwan so no edos ye ne edi makuti ne bi enie ene eye donkuma e wo ma hyebedwafie edinsem bi ato abontene sanso na ye Ghana Integrity Initiative mpenimfo akasa ensem wi ne nsem awdo pie kanam de ba besom mu e wosime aduasantem ye besere say yemfidie ene edi eye adwumenti enyamfo so ekaka ne nso eyade ayaba ne se yegina ye na so sesi emitwa me hotaw aba sesi ame ba ye bebo kasie no mu esiko Afejibre na yendo ensem no mu suko eye donkuma e o mrahibedwafie ene wakasa e de ato abontene se oman Ghana sisi aye hwe eye yempanifo awakwa ahomegiem eye sika ye de to honom e de ma won se pension allowance na busumi bia ye de mo ne hwese de yempanifo bi e dan den sika na nya de a eso ani ye hu de sika na ekoye hu bebia e benti o sesi ya ohia se mpanifo mu akonta emfa eye mpanifo wa ahomegiem sika na kwan ya wofa so a odi edi juma.
PRA committed a lot of money in building the first phase of the headquarters of the MPRA. And today, if you move along the N1 highway, that facility is there, uncommissioned, unused. We have a certain MPRA CEO who has also taken pensioners' money, about 700 million Ghana cedis, to go and expand that headquarters. A headquarters that you have not even used. A headquarters that you have not even commissioned. Your spending appetite tells you that you should go and expand it at a cost of 700 million Ghana cedis. Now the problem is that if that money is given to fund managers to manage, the interest that will accrue to pensioners will be about 20%. He is paying less than 7 or 8%. Why is Mr. Kaseɛbɔ Mensah pursuing the phase 2 facility when phase 1 remains uncommissioned? What is the urgency? What is the necessity? And why should retirement savings be drawn into such a large-scale infrastructure expansion at this point? We are also informed that 11 staff politically motivated transfers have been executed within a short period, each reportedly costing approximately 90,000 Ghana cedis. In the MPRA, if there is any transfer, you pay a cost or you pay an amount to the one who has been transferred, which costs 90,000 cedis per transfer, amounting close to 1 million Ghana cedis in transfer-related expenses alone. The question is, if these funds were his personal funds or he was managing his own business, would he commit this 1 million Ghana cedis for this unnecessary politically motivated transfers? We call for the immediate suspension and independent review of the 700 million phase 2 facility proposal associated with Mr. Kaseɛbɔ Mensah's administration, including the necessity, repayment terms, pricing basis, and long-term impact on contributors' returns. On the Bentley University issue, what was the content, the scope, curriculum, and measurable learning outcomes of the 2-week Bentley University program undertaken by the 21-member delegation, which 14 days, we are told that the Deputy Attorney General Justice Remsai attended only 3 days, took the per diem and came back to Ghana. On the salary doubling and new management decisions, under what legal authority did Mr. Kaseɛbɔ Mensah double his salary and effect management restructuring in February 2025 without board approval? Who authorized the increment and what documentary approval supported? I therefore call on His Excellency the President of the Republic. I urge these institutions and stakeholders to demand a full independent review of Mr. Chris Boadi-Mensah's proposed non-urgent 700 million phase 2 headquarters loan.
Executive Director Edema Ghana Integrity Initiative Eyon Munyamfo Mary Arilana Ada Nene Wakasa Edi Ato Abontene say yeshe said the courtons and some OSP ene Attorney General and sensem na sebi etia kumeyi ntim panimfo nhwe na won change na yesi bi so kakra.
Maybiano omuhunu se sawoji OSP adwuma be ka ono ne de ho a wo de akra na ye hu se ekosoi wo beje foforo abeka ho na ayeden and have we cured the problem for which we did that and no na wo se nyina ye bisa ye ho. We would love the fight against corruption to go on na ye nkyere se Nkrofano moti office of the special prosecutor mo ya asoro abofo enye sa but ye per se obi abedi ni dwuma na we di na waye ni yi na ketasehye ne proya e festa na emboa oman yi no ye nyina ye betumi akuni ye diso but the way we are going it's not that route. The OSP Act says they exist to prosecute corruption, and we agree that that is why they exist. Again, act no so or say on powers to prosecute no. That's one of their key mandates. Now, I can say every time you open case, you only be Attorney General, and yes, it is implied categorically say they have the permission, authorization of the Attorney General to carry on. And that is why we insisted that that should be. And yeah, you could be ana Senate no more be ana other institutions. No. And for me, no, the OSP until such a time say, near you na Kaseɛbɔ no, yebe di kopo Attorney General from the Minister of Justice. Ana se siano near Kaseɛbɔ yebe any the constitutional review committee recommendations now what they buy say yes setting up a constitutional body written in the constitution say we nejuma odi any corruption and ethics and to see a year no na any actual constitution must about the coupling but then so far as it's constitutionally written we won't have the issues and I think say that is the long-term goal. But
now, Sansem Krone, Madam Mary, Esanswe Kasa, editor Abontene say, OSP, a shady Jumedi, and a dear, and send your prosecution, and a Honsen Semno, yet OSP, and a transfer a year case, Edicoma, a year Attorney General. Into the same penny for pers we OSP, if you want to come here, say, a year case as a share any prayer, ye near Brissy, Pessy to us, you know. Sabi said, your motion, no Makataka, Nimas, no one person be too. Ayekita seshena se ankasa.
Yeah, boy, media civil society, ye dear nimu den, ye memos at the Koye law. Na ye say, ye de ya setting up offices, ya na office no to an among kakra. Now all of a sudden, out of the blue, Obia Kokot to say, ni say, or no prosecuted because a man is saying that here, yes, civil society there, and I through Transparency International Ghana, Yajituma, and ye, if you say, at the young Koyechi 8 years, Yanaya to Musa, dear, no, not Mkoye, until I was here, baby, before at the money ye. Now, I fed ya 8 years, Papa, all my prosecutions, Mkoye number 1, nature say, Emma. Yes, say, I buy Omubuya Kwasia. Say, Omo Bano Moka Sama, Omoba Omuniso. Ye shall say oral, ye be prosecuted. Court cases are Oma Council be prosecuted. Naturally, say, Nipa Bakopen and the Trimunyansa wa, or ye Jumana, Yana, Yen Jin Tumusa. Fighting corruption, no, and Yen Nipa Bakodia. And it is long overdue. Say, ye big jack no ma ye the shenanigans that are happening. Na ye ma focus ba na se afi wo be set up na wa set won yie na wa mo key deliverables bi se monya ni se a eno mo nka eto asum but ne ye starting say majority leader ni chief whip almost ko parliament akoyi mra nefio and a president se there bi and I know ye ja to after the court case after court case after court case it diminishes trust of citizens.
Yeah, to Kaseɛbɔ so abrahye bedwani ede mo kan kwesa wo sabato mpesua so eyun munyamfo Ernest Adomako kion ne wakasa ede ato abotene se former gihog boss ade ayoku to omoto share papa yiso ewo ni fie no sebi enchakwa muzempo wa ya ade bi na sempese obebu akonta ewo mwakachi a ewo se moto nsafre no ewo ne papa mu oni abotere so na se mubowura eyun munyamfo yi dem na ne dem ne emanyina mututugu na bibia eda social media ohu ni se ense emfata sanso kasa de fa OSP nsem no se wo hya ye wa attorney general ewo hase yiwo yoko ye wo shrag ene nsem bebre nkofo bebre ewo hanum se nti won susu se Ghana ebesan so ahia OSP ewo Ghana hase
NDC ni abenwa na mehwe se minua panyin vigilo debra na bambofa konfie kwesi ahekura metete mintiminda enti mesere security agency somo Ghana mesere mo se yesoma mo se munkodi dwuma bia monhwe se monfa efin embeka aban no because enime bi wo ha aya momienya ho abotre because se koba se opanyi oti sei ana si obia ya adwuma na woni aban mu biem na se nhwehwemu wo ho a mepacha se abotre because se koba se opanyi oti sei
adeshman ba yetwa ensem no sine na GSA Ghana Standards Authority omone ejadifo mpanimfo binum ahia akyerɛkyerɛ won se na ya de awiase se sentence wakase wode tete kwan na befa so edidwa enya de obenya emfaso nti won hwɛ na enne abɛfo kwan a befa so edidwa no obesua no otumi de no so ahye won dwumen
pese omu ho kwan a yebetumi afaso aboa wo na womatumi anya certification ebetumi aboa se bia womatumi adi edwa ne yie e wa amanone enti ye bobo hu no ensem bai ni edi mu akotene ye eka omobo e wo mra wo mo pay ye services se bia fees and charges no boni fees and charges no na nukuremni yensu enyanya aka yensu etumi abafom but government nso wo policy bia se we registered company e the database of Ghana Enterprises Agency ye betumi afokwan bi so ye betumi ateso ama ukakra enti ye encourage ekuo nketewa enyuma nketewa eba ese omfo mo ho kwehye Ghana Enterprise Agency ase na so mo yesa GSA betumi ade emwa a betumi di abo mo so abo wo ye san kyerem se de ye be ya won betumi anya ye betumi ahwehwe mo niemam ebi opese wo aduane bi apese koton e wa amanone a ese yetumi hwehwem ye hwe se so obi mpo de kana no o how bia e ma ne ho a ne de ho krata ama so wonya san krata na wo de oniema kwaburo kira ye be bona san enti ehu hia se obiara be ba GSA na waba be hwiye nhwehwem e wo bibia wo ye ho se de be ya betumi nya krata e be bo se saade ya o ton e yade ya edimu.
Several countries have started trading under the AFTA initiative, but what is the key requirements of the AFTA is standards. So it is important for us to support our members to take issues of standard very seriously. We are here today as part of the whole discussion of promoting standard to allow the standard authority to brief our members directly about the different regulatory activities they need to comply with. We have to be able to compete effectively in Ghana. You cannot be importing a product from abroad and it will be cheaper than what is produced in Ghana. Something must certainly be wrong. So we are asking regulators to take the steps to reduce the cost. They should take the issue to Parliament, secure the necessary legal backing, and reduce the cost for a lot more of our members to be able to register.
ECOWAS edi afutu akwa ma oman Ghana say yenhwe yedwadie hu nsem na yemmo emodene ewo saa afa no esanse okopiem ewo dwaman so oman Ghana ehwe bibrem ama na mahodo ni bebra yemmo ye homodin ye kwento besre si ekodwama so ye nhwe ne mbo ye homodi ye
any West African, and then maybe a young case ye use or your daily life. Maybe to say a situation, maybe to say provisions, maybe to say entire. It's and say your low industrialization driving. Yes, I am man or hasi. Debiano, ye craft free a crew outside West Africa. And on ECOWAS in penny for Ashase, Yambo Modena, Yan Casa, Yempe Aquina. Ya betumi aye sa enyeman na ye no so na what we call industrialization to say akwenya ba say obetumi export to akọ other countries enti de oben say obepe in India more obepe infidie ama wetumi a produce more na wasan sell more no onya more profit with industrialization. Once we have a bigger market and once it is easy to move within that is ade aka and say benyesika
benya na wadraga na Chamber of Construction Industry ano eyon monyamfo Emmanuel cherry ne wakasa abo aban no abasisi ehwese de ne mabo aba forma ebua ema contractors no se waji adwuma se wosi obidan ya wahu sika pudu a anasisi obetumi ede akọ edan ho na enkane ne de ne wakoto cement 80 Ghana cedis ade be chen obekọ no na cement na kodru 90 Ghana esa akra ne nipa odi adwuma hye wonsa no na adwene ne se wubu ne nso ne wo hwe se de ne mabuo ejina faako a ade chekura na ebi eboa ne ba na eba fom na no hu ne se dwumadi eboa ama eye contractors adansifo nyina awomasum etumi adwo mo no mu charge nso o mahu se sika we ne betumi awie eye project no
cement bo abafon kakra abafom na nso say na hwehwe say ebetimi abafom no andu saa sincerely ayoro se kan abafom kakra cement abafom kakra roofing sheet abafom kakra na say na inflation no wow kind the kind say or 3.4 now no, which means a mass stabilization of materials no a bit better our market a basa ye construction industry workers and real estate developers no yet me forecasting ye forecasting say okay me koto cement now within 1 month 100 bucks a meter no within 1 month no I'm going to get it the same enti me dear me budget onim say no better than obedi our budget but in the past no because inflation no there be a cost rent no a basa there be a person budget we are no plus, either +5 or +10 instead of say plus or minus no plus because minus no they are juma. Now our name says CCI Kasai Jadifo any GRA or there is a loggerhead as we speak now. There is a letter banter, a challenge between the two parties. So as a result of this, a ma clearing our port is a bit delayed. A basa demorage ebechi o material or product demorage na e ka obetua no enye kakitiwa eno na mo bokoko se so mo ye ntem na mo kla mo niama ansa na demorage na obetua all right na nso man send the differentials no obeslappy onto the finished product ono na e bompa na esre the Minister for Trade and Industry say ajobreo obomodia say obehwie cement manufacturers no omo materials amode buy say clinker or then amode buy no ombomodia so mbeko aboa mo na motinya class anya man in terms yes sir ebema the prices of cement e bompa say eba form no ebe san kosoro ye ni cocoa board your check out be ana contract or in term ya juma ma cocoa board for some time ago na em say omantimi and di omoboshie so in terms of roader we don't have a problem with it. But as we speak now, the CNA, over 1 year now, we don't know what exactly is happening. Ewo aketiano and Sarabai, say or the instruction ama finance minister on free ne entrance ne hwehihia debate form.
Entrance me so ewo Upper East region e na okopiem ewo honoma regional minister ayo honom ene mpanyifo akasa e de ato abontene say eye ebo mo share yese na Bango Senior High School be hwa yensisi e wo honom no e ade asesi odidwumede no ahye contract ansa ban ahye no se onfa e abusumidu ngochi eye 18 months na enwie dwumede na chese afe ene fa no wonpewie ne nso besre ade hye wo honom so munyina nso emua na adwumadi enko so si ye cement begu ho na se kuruma no enwia ebebo amadwumadi na konka na se wode ba na se mu wie ni ono so betwen se mpanifo be ma na cement kokoro ni nyina nso na ema adwumadi no ka chi nti obesere se obia emwa na contract yi nti menwe ni dwuma ebra omode afe ene ne fa amano.
Government alone. It cannot be done by the assemblyman alone. We are leaving the monitoring in the hands of the whole entire community to help make sure that the project is, there's no preference. When they come and put materials here for the construction, people don't carry them to their various houses and say that, oh, after all, and I know, I'm from here. You just cut here small, then you cross to Burkina and go and sell. So we want to put in your hands that the contracted properties that is bringing for the construction, the communities should help to monitor and then maintain the things so that they cannot steal them. The government is giving the contractor 18 months to complete this building and give it to you. But that 18 months will be feasible if you help the contractor. Because if you decide, if you should bring 100 bags of cement and you take 40 and go and sell, and then when he wants to talk, then you say that you are not from here, you're talking, we'll give it to you. You understand? So where is he going to go? So either he will expand, he will increase the number of blocks per bag, and say that he will produce a building that any wind can come and throw it down, or he will decide to say that, oh, let me go back when I get money, and then the project will stall. So it is within the purview, the capacity of the community to ensure that the project is completed in good time and of quality. We are also urging the contractor to pick the people from this area, the labor, those who can do the work, to pick from this area.
And as Oliver Twist, we are asking for more support from the central government in the following areas to help reduce the numerous challenges that we are facing in Abango Senior High Technical School. Student dormitories for boys and girls, administration block, dining hall, assembly hall, headmasters bungalow, teachers bungalows, water facilities, electricity, toilet facilities. You realize that we have a very vast land, even more than what I have stated. Nabango Senior High Technical School has been neglected for far too long. Furniture that almost every school had a bite. We never had anything. If not because of the opportunity that is given to us by some of the community members, some stakeholders. The furniture the students are currently using, I had to go with him to some John Bosco's College of Education, and we begged for used furniture. And that is what the students are currently using. If not that, by now they would have been sitting on the floor.
When the government came into power, we heard that, oh, the government uncapped till I get fund. Most of us didn't even understand what that meant. But that meant that there was going to be enough money for Get Fund to undertake educational infrastructure. And it's exactly...
Yanto Kaseɛbɔ so ASHANTI mantem dwemtena ni panyi edema NDC Amanyuko no yenu for Johnson esiedu enkiti ana ni thank you to odaswa ewo ASHANTI mantem ene wakopie mu ewo atwemanwa bi eja mensini mu na bi okopie mu ho no wokasa ede ato abontene se adwuma biara abandada no ehya ase a wanwie ansan na NDC Amanyuko no eba betena egwom no obehwe ni wawie ansan kora na se wo hye adwuma foforo bi ase a washasi
kuro ye kese no ba ko pa ne ye ne amanyofo no suban bi a yebu abra ya ba be tra konda efise de ye hu ni se aban bi ba no be hye adwuma bi ase a ode ye nyina ye sika e be hye ase o president bi a metra konwa so a ode ni sika firi ni fie e na ba be ye nkontuduma oba ye nyina ye sika no and what they say put to Jumasi. It is a 1 million na president Fufroba no Kase way there, a year Sumasia Juma, then Fam Sanka, no, no, so I contended the acid. Or those who pay own ye, no, no, so I jaho, Fufroba, no, no, so I be shed the acid. Achia a muye, and Untina President Mahama Kase, although the Oba, the minister Bia Oba appointed, DC Bia Oba appointed. baabi a woteɛ no creative fotoɔ bi ɛto hɔ na to din sɛ legacy projects fund sika bi a ɛbɛba biara fa bi egum na fatu anammɔn sɛ projects a aban dada biara yɛ a wɔawie no fa saa sika no ewie saa projects no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a yɛmfeɛ nan no bɛso no yɛntumi awie ne nyinaa koraa yɛbɛtumi asi yɛbo aka sɛ projects dada a yɛbɛto yɛ a na aka wura mu a
ɛnhyɛada ɛna mpanimfoɔ tena ase ehu sɛ ɛyɛ fango boa na akɔsoro no to agene stress kadwe ma sisi ano obehu sɛ ɛyɛ diesel wɔ 2 cities ɛna efiri so ɛna afei so ɛyɛ petrol so 37 pesos ɛna efiri so ɛno anam so ɛma ahyɛnkafoɔ ɛna afei so ɛyɛ passengers akyerɛ ɔmadwen afɛgyina yɛ aban ɛsi no ho
na aban so be ya 2 cities in the so only 5 cities because already no buy no my to what the 1 city better so for electricity and it was saying not so 2 city and not just a 1 city pen away free so that's anything so we at least on my 5 cities I think say be okay
to my idea I be boy na yemu problem kese ne say I want G platform for ne one yen station masters no yemu bi wala pass ya na mo titulu kese as me angasa Tiger Transport Union station master na me kasa sisi na etene say yen two petrol yen two petrol no fine say aban say o yen hye ya ate so ama yen fine ye da aban ase ene o ye da aban ase say wa ye sa de na ma ye da na se pa na mama de yan na nka yen ne sa so biem da
ye pa se mama fa 2 cities e free so a say ye de nka be boa yen efi say ye de ye tumwa ye ho hiahia ye nti say president say obefa 2 cities a amaye ne a ene nke beda na se pa go wadom ye kitu obi ensa
say for o matete scan so na say bed in yen shedan fele bed near the faka na fair no so beba fund dia why not it's okay but say be o meto so na say drivers because Fortuna car sometimes drivers need be feel say or some increase fair so I don't know how they go to work with it meet me idea about but say ba fund dia fine say ebe my food on fair enough for about found they are fine. We are okay with it.
I say I could do me. I am mentor say 100 and I say 200. I say I could do be he say by 16.10. What I say? But I say and a baby 13.00 cry. We love it. What I say?
Adishimai ba ye to ansem ne so ani efi o man Ghana na ye de ani akire mu e wa mahodo so ensem ye kopie mu e wo Congo ene kopie mu e wo honuma oni wonyamfo eye Denis Sasu Igesu asafuna mu esai se eye Congo man panyin ne mra etoso eye enum.
Addressing a packed stadium near Brazzaville, the 82-year-old leader promised investment and to address rising youth unemployment. Revitalize the national economy, prioritize agriculture in the broadest sense, and industry. Create jobs for as many people as possible and continue to develop basic infrastructure and promote development. Several heads of state were in the audience as Sassou Nguesso vowed to work closely with nations across the continent.
Je réitère ma foi dans toutes les initiatives et tous les projets.
I reiterate my commitment to all initiatives and projects rooted in economic Pan-Africanism.
Je réaffirme ma foi dans le multilatéralisme.
I reaffirm my commitment to multilateralism at a time when humanity faces multiple uncertainties and serious threats that could endanger and permanently undermine world peace.
Yen so obi man so nsem ne so e wo Equatorial Guinea ene ekopie mu e wo honoma e ade omo nso eboabo mo ho atwen e yonmunyamfo Pope Leo the 14th esan so onmunyamfo yesigina yese ebibre mama na mahodo ni nyina okonsrahwe e wo hono.
Million inhabitants are Catholic, but the only pope to have visited before was Jean-Paul II, almost half a century ago. What he comes to do is strengthen or increase the Christian Catholic faith in God, and that will also help society avoid engaging in harmful social behavior. For me, the Pope's visit to Equatorial Guinea is something positive. Why? Because it will bring many spiritual changes. I think it will motivate many people to go to Mass. The Pope will meet with President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, who's been in power since the 1979 coup. Leo will have to tread carefully between supporting local Catholics and being seen as endorsed.
US man penny when William for Donald Trump akasa ediato abontene say eya ntokwa eda eye Israel ene Lebanon entem na yadia impempren wo message na yesi obia edina kodie egu form for eye enna edu 10 days na wahwese die ebisi.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Lebanese President Joseph Aoun. Trump said on Truth Social that the truce would begin at 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Shortly afterwards, Trump said he will be inviting the leaders of Israel and Lebanon to the White House. Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam welcomed the announcement in a post on X, describing the ceasefire as a central Lebanese demand since the first day of the war. The truce announcement comes amid Washington's continuing efforts to reach a deal to end the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran. Tehran has insisted that the Lebanon ceasefire must be part of any agreement. Lebanon was pulled into the Middle East war on March 2nd after the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah attacked Israel. Since then, Israeli strikes in Lebanon have killed more than 2,000 people and displaced more than 1 million, and Israeli ground forces have invaded the country's south. In a statement, Hezbollah said that any ceasefire must be comprehensive across all levels.
Kaseɛbɔ wenye biye wa be fontinti FPDA so ahwe Facebook Ashanti Prime TV, TikTok Ashanti Prime TV and YouTube and so Ashanti Prime TV o sha no comment wa like no wa share ede amami ensema me de be so mo awie yi e wo Kaseɛbɔ kwan so edoso ye ni edi makuteni bi eni eye don kuma onra hye bedwafie e kasa ede to abontene se ye hwempeni fo mo ahomegye mo musika no sebisebi wo hu di aban no edi sika no ye sanso ena ene wonmunyamfo Mary Arela na ada na wono ena ye pagini awoda eye Ghana Integrity Initiative ano ono nso e kasa edefa OSP ene Attorney General Court ensensem na ensemwe ene nsamawodo pie kanam de besom was a prime ewia Premotobre kase miam de kase besum edi abejeso ene mes now sat me twa me ho ama me nua be ma official kwabena Dubai edi agudie mu nsem abesomye.
Bebrene akoso ewo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso empeni se ade achi na se yanti asemfufra enne na yachi na mibiso what in yekoso social media ho bekire abefo ntenta fidie ni so woni ne yekoso ewo ho no enne na dwebrene tie me adwo adempo me ne mapamfo ewo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia enne yawa da bia wabra aboyume no nu wabra ye di dwumede onwaso bia to di Prime Trend